Hey, thanks for joining me in this video. As you can see in the title, I have decided to quit working on my game. I can imagine it's a bit unexpected, so in this video I will try to explain why and what is next. Ever since I was 14, I've had this dream of making my own video games for a living. After making Unity assets for about 5 years with some success, I wanted to try and build a full game. I started the weird shooter game and it got a lot of attention online. A clip of the climbing mechanic blew up and led to the start of my devlog series. I've made multiple videos about what happened and what has motivated me over the years if you're interested. The thing that I don't normally show in my videos is that behind all of these flashy features and cool clips, it's actually very difficult to design a video game. Without a vision, a clearly defined core game loop and a testable build, I'm really just gambling and hoping for things to work out somehow. Whenever people ask me when the game will be done, all I can say is it'll take a couple more years. It's not so much the technical parts that I struggle with. I'm comfortable with modeling, programming, lighting and sound design. These are skills where more practice almost automatically means better results. What I do struggle with is actual game design. Scoping correctly, finding the fun and knowing what to add or what to remove. I believe I'm slowly getting better at these things too. However, since my design skills were developing alongside the game, this project has definitely suffered. Jonas the Roller often mentions how games should be a combination of appeal and retention. For me, appeal seems to come relatively easy, it's making an actual good game that is hard. To give a concrete example, the core mechanic of my game is switching between shooter mode and climbing mode. This looks super cool and unlocks many movement possibilities. However, it also just feels like you're playing two different games. First you play a third-person shooter, then you climb a robot or a building, and then you go back to playing the third-person shooter. One obvious way to solve this would be to give the player a gun while climbing, but this then makes the human form completely useless, so I would have to get rid of the main hook. Most of the time when I would run into stuff like this, I would just ignore them and add new features instead, thinking I'll fix it later. Still, I didn't want to give up on the project. Last year I restarted and defined a vision and an actual game loop. My goal was to start planning properly and work towards a testable vertical slice. Since then, I've worked on the game basically non-stop, but I still never felt like I was ready for playtesting. Just to give you an idea, since the last video I worked on grass, creature animations, climbable surfaces, level design, slope movement, car collisions, breakable glass, fences, rocks, gun effects, doors, statues, procedural driving animations, host visuals, gun overheating, ragdolls, inventory UI, abilities, new characters, footstep decals, jump mechanics, outlines, explosive barrels, puzzles, hit effects, directional damage indicators and camera improvements. And I'm still exactly as far away from releasing this game as I was in the last video. I have tried using different planning tools and really stay focused on the most important parts of the game. However, if the scope is too big, that just doesn't work. I'm constantly going back and forth on design decisions, and it feels like after all these years I still have to add more gimmicks to make the game worth playing. I recently watched a talk titled "Don't Ship the Wrong Game." Among many great points, the main takeaway of that video was to choose carefully whether something is interesting and achievable before committing to a project. Instead, I just kept trying to build on top of one single gimmick, instead of testing an actual game loop and determining whether the game concept could work. I still think the game has a great, attention-grabbing hook, so it's not easy to throw away all that potential. On the other hand, I truly don't believe I can manage to finish this project and meet all the expectations. I'm still going to continue doing game development, and since deciding to stop working on the weird shooter game last year, I have prototyped some smaller games and I am slowly building a vertical slice for a new project. I will also keep making videos. Sorry to anyone who was waiting for the game to come out. I hope the devlogs were enjoyable anyway and a source of inspiration on their own. Thanks for watching.